versus Jason. So we have a spicy bit of a game here today. And what's interesting is that our boy Jason is going to be playing a deck that we've seen quite a few times on the feature match table. We saw it a lot during our last coverage. It's Amulet Titan. Old Amulet Titan. And we're seeing some classics here. We got we got the regulars, but we've got a Karn. Karn Titan is a bit of a slight curveball, where Amulet Titan sometimes plays Karn, sometimes doesn't. It's a little bit of hit and miss here, whether the deck plays Karn. But, you know, Jason's playing the One Ring, he's playing Karn, he's playing, and then just like the regular kind of Titan package. You know, he's playing the Grazer, playing a Souza, Dryad, Primeval Titan, Summoner's Pact, all that fun stuff. So that's a deck we've seen before. Nothing crazy here. But what's funny is that CJ, our boy CJ, he titled this deck Migraine. The deck list sheet says Migraine. But from what I can tell, this is it says Mono Black Small Paw? No, it's the Rack. Dude, we got the Rack on coverage. The Rack is 2-0. Dude, that's insane. Yo! This is like a Rack / Smallpox deck. It's got some fucking... It's got some crazy cards in this deck. I don't even know how to go about this. But CJ is also a big old weeb given by his, given his playmat, which is which is pretty fantastic, honestly. Pretty fantastic. Got the old Naruto playmat, but I'm gonna let CJ's deck list speak for itself because it is nutty. It's absolutely insane. And I'm looking really forward. And I think Jason might have a hard time actually with this deck. It's definitely something that I don't think a lot of people are gonna expect, especially if CJ has a strong opener. Excuse me. I'm gonna have to get myself some food pretty soon here. A little bit of snacky, a little snacko. Actually, the explicit address of Ogre's End Gaming Club. So CJ starts off with a Inquisition of Kozilek, I believe that is. Taking a look at Jason's hand here. Says that Dryad, put that in the garbage. So Jason might be expecting Mono Black Coffers here. Black land discard spell. Old discard spell. Jason plays the Mycosynth Gardens into an Amulet of Vigor off to the side there. So we're gonna just adjust the camera over to see that Amulet of Vigor. Oh, and a second Amulet of Vigor. Oops, all amulets. I mean, that's what Amulet Titan wants to be doing. CJ plays a Swamp. Plays a Swamp. Plays another Inquisition. Same cards as before. Now there's a Karn there, though. And then Hopeless Nightmare. This is a new card from Wilds of Eldraine. This is a pretty sick one. I believe it is an enchantment. When it enters, Jason must discard a card and lose 2 life. And I think CJ gets to, like, scry or something. Let me, you know what? Look at this. We're Googling again. A couple of Googlers. Nightmare. Yes. Hopeless Nightmare is a 1-mana enchantment. When it enters the battlefield, each opponent discards a card and loses 2 life. An Hopeless Nightmare is put into the graveyard from the battlefield, scry 2. And you can pay 3 mana to sacrifice Hopeless Nightmare. So, you know, not the scariest looking enchantment that you could play, but it is a discard spell, and it does deal Jason a tiny bit of damage, probably about 18. However, Jason does get to play a tap land, and then untap it a couple times, and play Karn. So Karn has, in fact, resolved. So he gets to untap. He gets to think now. Jason did downtick Karn. I didn't see what he get, but I mean, it could have been any number of things, right? Jason plays all sorts of, you know, the regular Karn Wishboard. CJ is going to play March. He's going to march it, discarding or exiling 2 black cards. Jason's got to read some of these cards. But CJ's going to want to delete that card as soon as possible. It's going to deal 4 damage to Karn. He's exiling 2 black cards from his hand. Karn goes to the graveyard. Bye-bye. So what's interesting is that CJ should have a follow-up play here. Otherwise, he could have just exiled 1 card to deal 3. Or he could have went swamp, black cards. Here comes his follow-up play. CJ gets to go up to 24 life. And he's got Thoughtseize. I believe Jason reveals either a Dryad and a land or just 2 lands. Takes a Dryad of the Elysian Grove. Yeah, just rip his hand up. Rip it up. Tear it up. Jason draws a turn. And is forced to pass because he has nothing to do. CJ will draw for turn. Finds the 3rd land. Everything's a swamp now. He's going to play another Hopeless Nightmare, make Jason discard, lose 2 life. I believe Jason discarded a Arboreal Grazer there. And then he's going to pass turn. 22-16. Pass it back to CJ. Going to play a Mishra's Factory and then use the ability on Hopeless Nightmare to scry, or to sacrifice it, which lets him scry 2. Jason draws a card and passes back. CJ draws a card that he scried at the top. He's going to pay 3. He's going to play Necrogen Mists, which I believe is whenever Jason discards a card, he loses life. Necrogen Mists. Mist. Where is this card? I believe that's Necrogen Mist. Let's consult the deck list. Jason has found a One Ring. I like to play that. Necrogen. Yeah, Necrogen. Necrogen. Necrogen Mists. At the beginning of each player's upkeep, that player discards a card from her hand. So actually, it's on your upkeep, you discard. However, Jason has quite the card draw engine now. It's going to be hard for Necrogen Mists to keep up with that, I think. It's going to be a little bit hard. On tap, I believe. Yeah, Jason turns his Maguston Gardens into another amulet, so any bounce land is worth 6 mana. On the upkeep, Necrogen Mists makes Jason discard a card, and then he gets to draw. Hands on top. I guess so. Sorry, I'm also trying to just get myself some food here before it's too late for me. Alright, Jason gets to play a Boros Garrison and gets to make 2, 4, 6 mana. Gonna bounce. Please feed the one-man production team. That's what I'm trying to do. That's what I'm trying to do. Gonna replay, or gonna play the Primal Titan. So, regardless of CJ's disruption here, Jason is still just, doing the thing. He's still just, here's Primal Titan. Here's a land that gives my Primal Titan haste and vigilance. But with the Boros Garrison already in play, he can't actually give the Titan haste right now. Which is a little bit awkward. I believe Titan plays just the single red-white land. Jason still just kind of going off here. So I guess he was able to actually give the Titan haste. I didn't see where he got the mana to do so. Oh, it's because the Garrison made two extra red-white here. And Jason was able to funnel that into the Slayer Stronghold to give the Titan vigilance and haste. Right, because he made 6 mana off of the land drop and then 2. So CJ is going down to it's taking 8 life here, I believe. 8 damage. It's back to CJ. CJ is playing Smallpox. And that's where the deck really starts to shine. If you've never read Smallpox before, let me read you what this card does. It's 2 mana. Each player loses 1 life. Discards a card. Sacrifices a creature, and then sacrifices a land. So Titan goes to the graveyard. Basuma, or a land of Jason's goes to the graveyard. He loses 1 life. Keeps the 1 ring though. CJ is unfazed, 13 to 11. So Jason's sitting on 5 mana over there. Gonna draw 2 cards of the 1 ring though. You know, for a deck that wants you to discard all your cards and blow up all your lands, the 1 ring definitely is a bit of a headache, huh? Bit of a headache. Necrogen Mist does make Jason discard a card first, and then has to draw. Jason's sitting at 9 life here. I mean, Jason probably has no shortage of cards to draw. It looks like he's checking his sideboard, which, I mean, look, if a player in game 1 randomly decides to check their sideboard, it's pretty strongly telegraphed that they have Karn, and he better be playing Karn right now after he tapped 4 mana. Alright, he tapped his 2 bounce lands, making 4 mana, so surely he means he's playing Karn. Oh, he's gonna draw 3 cards first. Drawn cards. Gonna play his Boros Garrison, make 6 mana. Gonna bounce the white green land back to the hand. Plays Karn. Plays a One Ring. We have 6, like 7, 8, 9, 10, I believe. We just had 10 mana going into this turn with the bounce land. So plays a new One Ring. And it's going to pass it up. So I think a fair amount of CJ's cards don't actually target. So as long as the card doesn't target, then the One Ring protection for everything doesn't really do a whole lot here. But it's interesting that CJ can't attack into a Mutavault, which he might like to put Jason down to 5. CJ going in the tank. Thought seizing Jason. But I don't think he can thought seize Jason. Oh no, sorry, CJ discarded thought seize. I think they're discussing protection from everything, which does in fact prevent all damage. CJ's like, what the fuck? They printed that card? For real? I can't just hit you for 3 right here? Just gonna shift the camera over a little bit so you can see their life totals on here. And CJ is forced to pass the turn. The One Ring doing One Ring things. One Ring being the One Ring. Taking players' poor, naive notions and feeling sad about it. Jason makes 6 mana with this bounce land. So he's sitting at 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 mana. Surely not surely an amount of mana that is small. Surely a small amount of mana, not small. Whatever the opposite of small is definitely the amount of mana that Jason has. Gonna play Tillery West. So thanks to Dryad, let's Jason play multiple lands per turn. Gets to tap for a bunch of mana here. Yeah. So that lets him go get, I believe he's casting a Primal Titan. Primal Titan. That's one of the hard parts about facing Amulet Titan is that, like, there's a lot of invisible mana that you can't really see unless you're, like, in the game talking to your opponent. You know, because, I mean, a good Titan player will communicate clearly how much mana they're getting. But Jason gets a couple of Valakutes here, it looks like. Yeah. And the double strike land. So I believe this is death for CJ. I believe CJ is dead. Surely, yeah, they're gonna scoop her up. All right, a bit of a. I think CJ has a pretty weak draws there, but I think his deck is suited pretty good for Amulet Titan. I'm just gonna check the plug, I think. Make sure our phones are sufficiently powered up. Good news, everyone. Food is on the way. And shit's still plugged in. So, you know, 2 wins. 2 wins back to back for us. So let's quickly go over the sideboard talk here. CJ, I mean, he could play he could be playing any number of things, really. But if he's playing the rack, then there's some pretty good sideboard cards, I think. Usually the rack plays main board and snaring bridge. So if CJ has any... So if he isn't, or he's playing extra in the sideboard, he's not playing the full 4 main board, then it's probably not a bad pickup, because I mean, sure we saw Titan there win through Valakut, but getting the bridge in play makes the Titan lines much harder to win with that, or you know, using that extra damage, and it basically gives Jason, or it eliminates Jason's outs. But of course, Jason's playing Titan, so he might bring an artifact hate. It's hard to say. He didn't see any artifacts from CJ. So he might leave the Force of Vigors at home. But also, since we know that Jason's playing Karn, he is also limited to the Karn board. We've had 3 Karn matches in a row here. You know, look, Modern has some clearly defined good cards. And people like to play the clearly good cards, which, I mean, can you be mad about that? Not really. You know, people like playing good cards. So, surprise, surprise. Surprise to nobody, really. It's just a thing. Let's give a thank you to Master Mickey for following the stream. Thanks so much, man. Or thanks so much, person. I don't know if you're a man. You could be a man, you could be a woman, you could be anything. Thank you, random person on the internet. Your support is appreciated. So we're getting into game 2 here, looks like. See, they are deciding to mulligan decisions. CJ is mulligan once, putting 1 card in the bottom. Jason is ready to roll, I believe, with the full 7. CJ goes first. Goes Swamp into Thoughtseize. Look at that. I mean, we talked to Raymond earlier today, and he said that black is the best one. Jason, however, has a hand stacked full of lands. CJ is like, well, the deck is called Amulet Titan, and only one of the cards in your hand has the word Titan in it. So I'm going to take that one, which is not a bad plan, to be fair. Jason plays Cavern of Souls, naming Beast, or whatever creature type Arboreal Grazer is. It's certainly a creature type. And then puts an Urza Saga into play. So I mean, Jason's plan might just be make some constructs and kill you. As with any deck that plays Urza Saga, sometimes the plan B is the make robots and win. CJ keeping the one lander, very unfortunate. Ticking up with Saga. Playing an Amulet of Vigor. And he drew for his turn, looks like. Going to bounce the Camera Souls back to his hand, and now Jason is leaving up a 2/2 construct that will soon become a 3/3 and then a 4/4 if everything goes well for CJ. Or if everything goes well for Jason. CJ goes for the Thoughtseize and takes, I believe that's either another Prime Time or a Cultivated Colossus. Jason makes a robot, which is actually a Geodude. Jason will make another robot, which is maybe a second Geodude. It is. Look at those guys. I always have a soft spot when people use cards from other games as tokens. Where it's like, yeah, here's my Pokemon. It's clearly not a Magic card, so it's allowed. Jason goes and gets an Expedition map off of the Saga. Over the Saga. We're going to shift our camera over again. Table's getting a little wobbly, but that's fine. That's fine. We're still good. We're still good. So it's a Sanctuary. Bounces the other land to hand. Adds as the turn. Or hits in for 1, 2, 3, 4. Get in for 4. CJ reluctantly accepts this 4 damage. Reluctantly. CJ, where's your second land? No. That is not the face of someone who found a second land. That's the face of someone who kept the one lander and is still stuck on one land. It's not over yet. Oh, wait, he dug on the second land. JK. The man is just in the tank. He's a thinker. He's thinking. Analyze the options. Jason got the stone cold poker face. I believe Jason is classically a poker face man. He's quite calm, quite collected when he plays Magic. I haven't met CJ before, but these are two very stoic players. They don't want to give anything to the opponent. It's going to be 2 mana, and it's going to be March exiling 2 cards to delete a robot. CJ says, I wish to do 5 damage and gain 5 life off of this rock. Off of the Geodude, which is actually an Urza Saga construct, which is actually a Geodude. Jason cracks the Expedition map, goes digging for a land. Passes, and then he gets to untap. Boop, boop, boop. Draw for turn. Plays another Urza Saga. Here come the here come the Geodude beats. Jason's like, well, I guess I'll hit you for 2. Yeah, I don't know if spending 3 cards on one Urza Saga contract was a very good exchange for CJ. Definitely feels bad. Oh, 3 mana. Liliana of the Veil. Make CJ sack, or sorry, make Jason sacrifice. Jason's like, sure, I really don't need this sloth anymore. So I will gladly sacrifice this sloth. I will sacrifice this sloth in a heartbeat. Gonna tap Urza Saga for mana? No. Change his mind. Gonna tap the Selesnya Sanctuary for a green and a white. There you go. Yeah, you just gotta let it evolve into a Graveler, and then use a mind control effect to steal it and turn it into a Golem. All right, gonna play an Amulet, make some mana, make a guy. Ooh, Vesuva, copy your own Saga. Go in, finish off the Liliana. A wise choice. CJ gets to untap. And now staring down 2 4/4s again. Which are about to become likely 6/6s. Plays the rack. Chooses Jason. Jason surely has more than 3 cards in hand. Alright, in response to the third Urza Saga trigger, make another Geodude, and then go get an artifact. And now we're a bunch of 6/6s. So CJ 17 life, not looking like a lot when 12 damage is coming in. I think CJ's only hope right now. I mean, Jason has firmly controlled this game. Gonna play a Simic Growth Chamber. Make a bunch of mana, bounce the other bounce side to hand. Play a Primeval Titan. Yeah. Oh boy, I believe this might be lights out, because I think from here, Jason can grab red bounce land plus, or just red land, no, just double Saga. Interesting. It's not going to try to get Primal Titan haste. Not gonna give Primal Titan haste. Just gonna make another robot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Attack for 14 now. 2 7/7s, 14 damage. Yeah, that resolves. Down to 3, it looks like. Yup. Oh no, CJ. All right, let's see Swamp Damnation one time. Does CJ even run Damnation? Nope. I mean, runs to the sideboard, but that's it. Couldn't find it. Jason takes an easy 2-0. You know, not to discredit Jason's victory, but that was a pretty clean match.